All right, Addie, let's go ahead and do exercise 7, day 156. It looks like a lot of this is going to be mixed review, so maybe I'll try to get a grade on 7 through 20 on page 353. All that's mixed review. I'm not even going to go over that with you, okay? The only thing I will say is this. On number 10 and 11, that's plus and minus of fractions. They've got to have common denominators. Okay, do your best on those, and if you get them wrong, redo them until you get them right. You need to start finding your own errors. Okay, all right, so look at page 352. This is temperature. Another measuring tool with which you may already be familiar is a thermometer. Here in the United States, we primarily use the Fahrenheit system of measuring temperature. All right, so the degrees shown on this first one are in 5-degree increments. Do you see it starts with -10, -5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, you'll notice that the temperatures below 0 are negative. The thermometer is a way that number lines are used in real life. Okay, now these degrees, this is the second one on the left, these degrees are shown in increments of 2 degrees. Notice -4, -2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, blah, blah, blah. The liquid mercury in the bottom of the thermometer rises as it gets warmer and falls as it gets colder. We know that. Okay, so these are some important facts you do need to know. The boiling point for water, Fahrenheit, is 212. Okay, so water will not boil until it reaches 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Freezing is 32 degrees. Okay, I think you probably know at least the 32 degrees. So 212 is boiling, freezing point is 32. You need to know those numbers, okay? So let's practice. So write the temperatures being shown on the thermometers. The first one's done for you. So they wrote the first one. So go ahead and let's see. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 is going to, I can't even really see it. I think number 2 is 30 degrees. And then number 3 would be -10 degrees. That means it's cold. It's cold. All right, number 4. In the morning, the sky was blue and the air was 15 degrees. By evening, though, the winds had picked up and the temperature had dropped by 20 degrees. What was the evening temperature? Okay. On this one, it started at 15 degrees. It ended up at 20 degrees. So it went from 15 minus 20. So the answer would be the temperature was then -5 degrees. Because it's 15 minus 20. It was 15, and then it went down 20. Understand that? -5 degrees. Number 5, put some water on to boil for some hot chocolate. The water is 50 degrees, which is very cold. How many degrees does the water need to rise to be at a boil? Well, what's boiling point? 212. So if we're at 50 and we need to get to 212, what are we going to do to figure out what's left? This goes to the same thing that we were talking about last week. I was talking to you about this. We're at 50 and we got to get to 212. Okay, so we'll just say this whole thing is the temperature line. Okay, so we know that the whole thing is 212 because it takes 212 degrees to boil. Okay, so we're going to break it up into 2 pieces. We know this part is what we're at. That's 50. So how do we figure out what part is missing? Remember what I told you? When you got a whole and then you know a part but you don't know the other part, you subtract. And these are not negatives. These are just regular whole numbers. So you'll need to just subtract this. Because 212 is the whole thing minus what we know. And the answer is the part we don't know. That's the other part. So the answer will be how many degrees more it needs to rise. All right, and then number 6 at the top of page 353. What is the numeric difference between the boiling point and the freezing point? Numeric means number. Okay, so basically you're going to take the boiling point and the freezing point, which is 212 minus 32. Because difference means subtraction. So you'll just subtract 212 minus 32. And that's the difference between those. All right. go ahead and do that, and then do the mixed review, and then check it. And tomorrow you can take quiz 20. I'll get it printed out for you, and you can take quiz 20. And I'm going to grade it. So quiz 20 goes over all the graphs and the charts too, so make sure you know those, okay? And it has mixed review on it too, I think. Okay, that's all for today then.